Director here at Carolina Tiger Rescue. It is Friday. A little birdie told me it is National Coconut Cream Pie Day, so enjoy it. I think that would be a great thing to enjoy today. That's what we've come to here at Carolina Tiger Rescue is what is the crazy national holiday of today? National Coconut Cream Pie Day. So there you go. So we're gonna feed some of our guys today. We've got our keeper headed up here momentarily. Marissa is behind the camera.
Morning.
And we're gonna feed some of our big cats today. And instead of just throwing their food down their food chute, they've got to work for it today. It's important enrichment. We've talked about all along the weeks of how important that is to keep them happy and healthy. And today we've decided they got to work for that food as they would in the wild. They don't have to chase anything down. So we are going to feed our two lions, Roman and Raina. We're going to feed Raja Tiger and Anthony Leopard. And shockingly, their food is in these boxes right here. And we've got Lauren joining us today. Hello. Lauren is our lead keeper. I told you on Wednesday we would have a special guest today. Lauren
Surprise!
is alive. She's alive and well. We knew all along, but we decided to keep it from you. So.
Keep it secret.
That's right. So Lauren's our lead keeper. It doesn't matter, Raj. Everybody is shifted. So we've got everybody shifted already. Shifting the lions is especially difficult when they know the food truck's coming, so we had to fake them out just a titch. But Raja's ready. You want to start with him?
Sounds good.
Perfect. So we've got a big box here with Raja's food inside of it. It is vitamin day, so we sprinkled the vitamins on top of that.
Did you scent it already?
We did not. All right.
I feel like this is Lauren's favorite part.
Putting all the scents on?
Yes.
Make it nice and stinky?
That's right.
My nose is broken, so I tend to put a lot.
And then the rest of us can't breathe for weeks afterwards.
But it's all for the animals.
That's right. So Raja is already shifted. His whole meal is inside this box here, inside of boxes. When we get it inside, we'll just open it up, just show you real quick. But we're gonna point out the shift gate is closed. Raja is here, so we can safely go into the middle shift. And we've got our keeper here, so we are safe to do that. Yeah?
I'll let you get the door.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't want to do it all? No, I haven't grown a third arm yet, so no. I thought that's what you were doing. Let's try it. It didn't work out.
And just a reminder, guys, anytime we are going into a big cat enclosure, we always have a keeper with us, which is why Katie said we have Lauren, so we're good to go. We always confirm with each person going in that the shift gate, the appropriate shift gates are down and that the animal is where they're supposed to be, so we can safely enter the other side.
Good morning. So just as a reminder, just a reminder, Raja was found on the side of the road outside of Charlotte, North Carolina when he was about 6 months old with another tiger cub who we named Kayla. We have no idea how they got there. We have no idea where they came from. The whole story is pretty impressive, so check it out on our website under his page on our website, because it's as unbelievable as it sounds. North Carolina is still one of 4 states with no laws against owning exotic animals like him.
All right, it's go time.
No, it's fine. Coming out.
I have the easy job behind the camera today, guys.
It's my exercise for the day.
So Raj is probably going to follow us all the way down. He gets very excited about enrichment. Those of you who have tuned in before, watched Raja paint or get enrichment before, you know it is one of his favoriteest things in the world. He is chuffing at all of you, thanking you for tuning in. That looks like a great spot, Katie.
Okay. So inside here, Marissa,
I'm coming.
we've got lots of boxes inside of boxes. Inside some of these boxes is his food. And then that there is his vitamins for the day. So he is all vitamined up.
Someone asked what type of vitamins do they get?
Great question, Lauren.
They get Missouri brand. It is specially formulated for a carnivore diet for slab meat, so like a whole carcass feed that we feed. And we do vitamins 3 times a week just to make sure that they're getting all those additional amino acids and nutrients and vitamins that they need, because yes, whereas our whole carcass diet is great and fantastic, captive carnivores like this often are low in taurine, so we want to make sure that they get everything that they need to stay healthy. Oh boy.
We've got a variety of scents.
I'm not really sure. This is a new one. We'll try this one. All right.
It's
nice
it's this scent's maiden voyage.
Yeah, we need like a scratch and sniff for you guys.
Too.
So we're gonna head out of the enclosure.
Hey, Raj.
Raja is ready and raring to go.
He's gonna follow us back up, I'm sure.
He is.
So those of you who donate boxes and wonder what we do with all of those boxes, now you know. Excellent way to vary up how we feed the animals and give them something to do throughout the day.
So as you notice, Raja, and we talked about this a little bit on Wednesday with the caracals, he's rubbing his face against the fence. He's got scent glands in his cheeks, so he's leaving his scent behind. It's a way of marking his territory, and we tell him verbally, no worries, buddy, that's yours. You are welcome to it.
It's true. Oh.
No, Raja, it's time to eat.
You can just
He
tell
says
me
no.
how handsome I am.
Right? You are. You're so handsome. So handsome.
All right. They come back through. Come on, Raj. All right, just so you guys can see what he's doing. Is nothing. Okay, let's see if he follows us.
Come on now, guys. Much like your cats at home, our cats do whatever they want.
Ooh.
Hoping once he hears the sound of the shift gate, he will come over. But this is live, and although we have our best laid intentions and plans, they don't always go according to. So.
We've got some laughing reactions, Katie. I think Raja's indifference is amusing people.
It's Friday.
Here he comes. Here's the shift gate.
Right.
He knows it's time.
What do you think, dude?
Hi. Don't mind us. No? Bless you.
There we go. Said I had to make sure nobody else was around to steal it. So again, in the wild, these guys would be, oh, Mickey smells it, would be hunting for their food and patrolling their territory. And so while at most times, or sometimes we'll just drop the food down the food chute, it's important to make sure that there is enrichment involved and they're having to work for it as well. So one question we had is how sharp are their claws? So their claws are extremely sharp. So they work to, he doesn't have a tree nearby that he scratches, but he uses the tree or his den box to scratch and sharpen their claws. Those claws are able to pierce the flesh of their prey in the wild. And they want to keep those nice and sharp so that if he was in the wild and hunting, he'd be able to take down that prey without too much issue.
Well, that's not a particularly flattering view, Raja. I'm sorry. Move over here. Katie, someone asked if we only have tigers, and if we have other cats, and if so, do we have bobcats?
Ah, good question. So we have 10 species of animals. We have tigers, leopards, a leopard, cougars, ocelot, and ocelot. Bobcats, we do have bobcats. We have 2, Talon and Ranger. Caracals, servals, lions. Oh gosh, I almost forgot the lions. They would be very offended. And then we have 2 non-cat species, kinkajous and coatimundis. If you're not familiar with those, you should check out our website. They're pretty fascinating creatures. But yes, we do have 2 bobcats, Ranger and Talon. They came from 2 different rescues. Ranger came from a private owner 2-ish years ago now. Sure. And then Talon came as part of our largest rescue to date in Colorado in 2016.
Someone said they thought that Raja was declawed.
He is not. He is fully intact. He's got all his claws and all his teeth.
So then do we have any tigers that are declawed?
We do. We
Raja,
have Saber, our white tiger, is declawed, and then Tio is declawed. Is that it?
Right now.
Right now, that's it. Saber and Talon. Talon, jeez. Saber and Tio. Talon's also declawed, though.
It's true. The list of small cats, unfortunately, that we have that are declawed is much longer than the list of tigers that are declawed that we have.
We have a question. Do we have any ligers? We do not. So if you're not familiar what a liger is, it's a hybrid of a tiger and a lion. We do not have any ligers at this time. And we are not proponents of the breeding of ligers. They have a lot of genetic issues and a lot of health issues because they would not occur naturally in the wild. Lions and tigers would not meet in the wild, nor would they procreate and have babies. Should we move on to the lions?
Sure.
All right, we're going to leave Raja to work out his meal there.
He's going to climb in the box.
Yes, that's totally fine. And we'll go over to the lions.
Oh, he found the whole chicken. He's going to be working on that for a minute. So one of the questions we get a lot is how much do they eat? So how much food did Raja get this morning, ladies?
Raja got 2 whole chickens worth. A whole chicken is equated to about 6 pounds. So he got about 12 pounds of meat this morning. And it is customized for each individual animal. I did not pull Roman and Rena's, but I've got a feeding schedule I was going to show you. There you go.
They're on 1 chicken today, each 6 pounds of meat.
So
this is our feeding schedule.
Friday, Roman's on 2.
Oh.
And Reina's on 1.5.
There you go.
That's why we have the feeding schedule, so that we don't have to remember. So we have a similar setup here for the lions. Of course, they're going to get their own box, and that is because they're going to fight over it. We also want to make sure that Roman's getting the proper amount of food and Reina's getting the proper amount of food. In the wild, lions are the only social cats. They're the only ones going to live in a family group. Of course, family group of lions is called a pride. And the males eat first, so Roman would happily take Reina's food. We can't let him do that as much as he would like it. So we separate them, and we're going to separate them for feeding as well. Ready?
All right, where'd you shift them?
They are in the middle den box shift. The bottom gate is down. The top gate is down.
Let's get that door, Katie.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Here's
Reina.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's gonna get a little
And here's
crowded in the den
Roman.
box. In the den box.
All right,
We're not in a den box.
We are not in a den box.
I meant safety cage. So remember, guys, we have a.
Down there.
So we're gonna check and make sure all the shift gates that are supposed to be down are down.
And we see 1, 2 lions. Whose do you want up here?
We'll do Roman up here. Usually eats up here.
All right. So we went ahead and labeled because I was not going to remember who was whose. That is Roman's box. Inside here, we've got it folded up. It looks exactly like Raja's box. That there is food inside of boxes. Lauren, do you find that the tigers? Nope, these are lions. Do you find that the lions particularly like scent as much as maybe some of our other cats?
No, they're not particularly scent motivated. They are much more food motivated. And Katie, I'm going to follow you. Okay. The lions don't care about us unless we have a treat for them. And if we don't, they're just going to keep on napping.
Gotta find the best place to put this so we can see.
We're gonna get there, guys. It's totally fine.
own private forest.
They do. They have their own private jungle. Whew.
Looks like a good place for rooming.
What do you guys think? Looks like a great spot, right? While you ladies are spraying it down, we have a question of if any of the cats are defanged. You said how many of the tigers are declawed, but are any of them defanged?
We do. We have.
Whew, I am downwind of that perfume. Whew.
We have Saber, who is defanged. He had his canine feet.
It's been a long week, guys. Words are hard.
He had his canine feet filed down when he was a cub. He was exploited and used in a magic show, and to make him.
This way, Katie.
Come on, this way. I'm gonna go this way.
Out is this way.
I look up and I'm like, I don't know where I am anymore.
Told you guys, it's been a long week. Thank you, Lauren.
To make him quote unquote safer, the magician who had him had his teeth filed down. We a couple years ago had a wonderful nonprofit dental group that is made up of dentists, both human and animal dentists all over the country, come in and do root canals and make those teeth safer for him so that they can't get infected and that kind of thing. So we do have Saber, who is defanged. Luckily though, he doesn't need those teeth. Here at the rescue, those teeth are really their killing teeth to help grab their prey, and so he doesn't need them here. It's really funny though to watch him pick up a cardboard tube, because he can't, but it's okay.
He tries real hard.
So we still got our 2 lions, and now we're gonna put Romans in here.
Raina's.
Do you guys want to film him enjoying it, and I can go ahead and get her set up, because it'll take a little while for her set up?
Yep.
Lauren.
Sounds good.
Lauren, this is why you're head keeper.
All right.
You have all the smart ideas.
Every once in a while. Katie, if you can put that shifter back down behind him,
Yes.
that would be great. Yes.
All right, I'm going to walk around this side. Katie, I will let you know when I am in place to walk around the outside so we can find that box so you guys can see what Roman decides to do with it. And while Roman does this, Lauren's going to get Raina's box all set up. We're good. I'm going to start just a little farther back. While Raja is totally cool with us being right up by the fence when he has food, Roman sometimes less so. So we're going to give him the space and respect he deserves. Oh, very nice. That's right, Katrina. Katie did take the scenic route. All right, so we've got a couple questions coming through. So Katie's making her way back over here. So give me just a sec. I do see your questions, I promise. Katie, 2 questions about Roman and Raina.
Okay.
One is about the lovely mane surrounding Roman's body.
Yes.
Why do they have the mane, and how long have we had Roman and Raina?
Excellent question. So to answer the first one, scientists have 2 theories for that mane. One is for protection. Roman would be out in the wild. He'd be the protector of his pride and territory. And every so often, a new coalition, as you would call it, of male lions or a male lion would come in and try to dethrone him and try to become the leader of that pride, or the head male of that pride. So that mane is there for potentially for protection of as they fight. The other and more likely reason is it's an indication of the amount of testosterone in his system. The bigger, thicker, and darker the mane, the longer that the older he is, and the more the female lions would find him desirable. So bigger, thicker, and darker the mane, the more the female lions go, oh, he real cute, he can hang out with us. They've done studies, and male lions will obviously fight for pride and territory, and when one loses, the stress of that loss they've seen actually causes part of their mane to fall out. As it grows in thinner and lighter, which is an indication to future females he's not the biggest, baddest, and the best which is pretty cool. So lions are not only your only social cats, but they're your only ones that are what we call sexually dimorphic, meaning you can tell a difference between the males and the females, because the males have those big manes and the females do not. And we'll see Raina in just a minute, and you can see that she does not have that mane. However, fun fact, if you neuter a male lion, their mane will fall out. And so we had previously 2 lions, they've since passed away, who did not have manes because they had been neutered, and so they did not have the level of testosterone in their system to grow that mane, and their mane either did not grow in. If they were young enough when they were neutered, it never grew in, or if they were older, it fell out, which is fascinating and awesome. And then also, as far as where they came
There's
from.
that growl. Hi. So I had warned you guys previously
We'll move on.
that Roman is less accepting of visitors being around him while he's eating. And this is why we say firmly, you can never love the wild out of these animals. The one thing we always trust them to be is wild. And we listen to them. When he says leave, we did not stay. He said leave.
Okay, thank you.
So, we're gonna go hang out with Raina.
A little walk. First, since I'm kind of facing away from that, do you want to tell them where they came from and when they came?
Oh, yes, sorry. The question we had earlier was how long have we had Roman and Raina? We got the 2 of them along with a total of 4 other animals back in 2012 after a pretty big tragedy in Zanesville, Ohio. There was a gentleman who privately owned 56 exotics of all sorts of varieties, and he let them all out, and it made national news, was a big headline, and after that major incident, Ohio legislators changed the laws to not allow people to privately own these dangerous exotics. As you just saw, they are not tame, regardless of how long they've been under human care. Hi, pretty lady. And as a result of those changing laws, the facilities that Roman and Raina were at was called Rescue 1. And they were kind of a pseudo-sanctuary, doing the best they could to rescue as many animals as possible. But they were not able to financially support all of the changes that were required by those new laws. And so they were right away looking for new homes for their animals, and we got 6. We got Roman and Raina, these 2 beautiful lions. We got 2 cougars named Jericho and Nakobe, who have since passed. And then we got 2 tigers named Roscoe and Camilla. And Katie, while we are over here, and we're all back together again, she says no.
We might be done.
Yep. I think it would be a lovely idea if we went and saw Anthony. What do you think, ladies?
That's a great idea.
So while we're walking over there, we had a question, Katie, of do Roman and Raina, since Roman is intact, do they or have they had any cubs?
They have not. So she is actually spayed. Part of being a federally accredited and Global Federation of Animal Sanctuary accredited sanctuary means that we do not allow any of our animals to breed. She came to us already spayed. Had she not, we would have gone ahead and neutered him because it's less invasive than spaying a female. But she's already spayed, so he remains intact and he gets to keep his mane.
How long can they live, Katie? How long do the big cats live?
So in general, big cats will live on average about 8 to 10 years. In captivity, they can live late teens to early 20s. I gotta grab theirs real quick.
I'm going with Katie.
Oh, that would have been planning.
I'll get it.
That would have been planning.
All right, we're gonna head over to the safety cage then. Everyone say good morning to the vultures.
I was going to show how we put what we have. In captivity, late teens, early 20s. Sebastian was 18. One of our oldest lions who passed away in December, he was 18 when he passed away. So late teens, early 20s, typically for captive lions.
Katie, a question that's come up a few times actually doesn't have to do with the animals so much as it does us.
Okay.
Are we open for tours yet? And if not, when are we potentially looking to open up for tours?
We are not open for tours just yet. We have heard word from the governor we're moving into phase 1 this evening. And then the plan, hopefully as long as everything stays according to the current plan, is we will start doing tours in phase 2 around June 3rd. But we're kind of waiting to make sure that that all is able to be done. So we've got Anthony's food here. Anthony is a leopard. He is over there. We've got his chicken inside of Jersey Mike's bags. And then to make it even harder, we're going to put it inside a burlap sack and hide it, filled with paper.
Awesome.
Actually, you want to tell where Anthony came from?
Sure. Anthony is, I'm looking for him over to the right. He's not over on the right. He's all the way in the back, hanging out, probably watching what we're doing. Yep, he's being very sneaky. He came to us in the fall of 2016 as one of 16 animals that we rescued from a roadside zoo in Colorado. You guys have met Capriccio, India, Carolina. You guys have met Saber, Talon, Savannah, Mila and Riley. All of those animals, Anthony included, are some of the 16 animals that we got from that facility when they closed. We worked in conjunction with a number of other sister sanctuaries across the U.S. and within about four months or so, all 110 animals that had been living at this small roadside zoo had forever homes at accredited sanctuaries like ours. So he has been here since the fall of 2016, and
Camouflage works really well.
oh, he's right there.
Oh, jeez. So we have finally found the leopard
Right in front of us.
right in front of us. The door is down. There's another door on the other side that is
Down
also
well.
down. So he is on the left. We can safely go into the right. This is why we always put our eyes on the animals before we do anything. He's not even trying to hide either.
He's
But
not.
It just goes to show you, again, Marissa, if you want to get maybe a little closer to see how well he
Sure.
is camouflaged while Lauren puts that in.
He's being very sneaky.
But that is why he has those
Can you guys
spots
see
to
him?
blend in with the different shadows and the leaves of the areas that he would be native to over in Africa and in the Asia.
I don't know if you guys, I'm hoping you guys can see him and it's coming through clearly enough. He's not even attempting to hide. He just happens to be laying behind some green foliage. And like Katie said, those spots, he's just ninja'd right in. He's very excited.
Very excited, yeah.
So when Anthony gets excited, he likes to parkour up on the fence. So that's what that was.
So Lauren's gonna lock it up. And once that is safely locked, we'll be able to open the outside door. He's very
he's-
excited this morning.
He seems very playful. He's
Very good.
chasing sticks.
So Marissa, we put it up on top there.
Okay.
She did shake it a little just to get his attention to show him where it was going. And we're gonna unshift him.
All right, here we go.
Because I know there's something somewhere.
He gets very excited. You can see how he went up high first. He knows we like to put stuff up top. Leopards like to be up high. The tigers would very likely never find anything if we put it over their heads. Hi. I think he might be more, oh, there we go. I think he found it.
There you go. So Lauren, we've met Anthony before, and when we fed him before, we gave him enrichment as well. Why does he potentially get a little extra enrichment than some of our other guys?
So Anthony is a handful of animals that get extra enrichment. So everybody ideally will get enrichment every day. But some of our animals like Anthony, like Talon, we try to incorporate feeding enrichment every day and make it something a little more difficult, a little bit more time consuming. Because in addition to the normal enrichment, these guys tend to need a little more stimulation. And so that helps with the feeding enrichment because that's gonna have him spend more time that he can be working on his food, ripping up the paper, having to dig through that burlap bag,
Trying to figure out how to get down to it.
trying to figure out how to re-access that enrichment. So that is more time that he is playing, having to use his mind, being more stimulated than he is just hanging around looking at the vultures. And so Anthony tends to need a little more encouragement because he really does enjoy working with things and having that extra enrichment.
Being active.
Yeah. As you can see, it helps motivate him to run around, burn some energy as well. It keeps him really active. You saw how he ran up and down those platforms, how easy that was for him. As Marissa mentioned, in the wild, they climb trees and they can haul their kill, their carcass, that's 3 times their body weight up into a tree. It's super impressive. So I want to also encourage those natural behaviors to kind of help, like I said, keep his mind stimulated and keep him nice and busy. A bored animal is not good. Let's see if he's figuring it out. He usually has more fun with playing with the enrichment than actually eating his food.
He really does.
But the good news is he has a roof on his enclosure, so if he doesn't eat it right away, it is safe from the vultures.
Hey, Katie, have we ever had a black leopard?
We have. We've had a few black leopards. Our most recent ones were Smokey and Shadow. They came from the same rescue that's Star Cougar. If you guys remember, she turned 20-something, 23. Thanks, Marissa, last week. So she came, those two were rescued along with her. We've also had a couple others, a few others as well, yes. But Anthony is our only leopard right now, clearly enjoying that enrichment. I would call this a 3 today. What do you think?
I agree. Thoroughly enjoying it.
And hopefully will continue to do so. The mark of good enrichment is it keeps them busy for a bit, and that they would come back to it.
We got a good question, Katie, that I didn't, I'm sorry we didn't mention this. Since he can jump so high, can he just jump right out?
No. We have a roof on his enclosure.
I'll lift the camera so you guys can see that.
And if you notice too, we've got those high platforms. He's got an even higher one in the back there, but no, we keep a roof on their enclosures. The ones that are capable of jumping or climbing really well to make sure that they stay safe and stay inside, because we need them in here and not out there. So,
sorry, one more question.
Okay.
What did you mean when you said today was a 3?
Oh, so when we rate our enrichments, we rate it as a 0, 1, 2, or 3. And that is just an indication to when the keepers and volunteers and interns are doing enrichment later of, was this a successful one? Was this one that we should do again at some point? And a 3 being the highest says to our keeper staff that, hey, Anthony really enjoyed this. This got him moving and all, and would be a good one to do again in the future.
Excellent.
So guys, I want to thank you guys for tuning in this morning. I appreciate you spending your Friday morning with us, and hope that you have a wonderful weekend. We want to thank you again. You guys went above and beyond and made our Giving Tuesday a roaring success here at the rescue, and we can't thank you enough for that. That's going to go a long way in helping these guys and the future of Carolina Tiger Rescue. We will be back on Monday. Check it out. I've got something pretty interesting planned as far as enrichment, and so we hope that you'll tune in on Monday and have a great weekend and stay safe, and we hope to see you soon. Bye guys.
Thanks. Bye.